Welcome to your Get That Nugget for GCSE English Literature. Today we're going to be looking at how we analyse quotations and giving you a structure to analyse quotations which will support you in structuring your paragraphs when you write your English literature essays. The focus today is going to be on Boxer from Animal Farm, and this session is here to complement your lessons with your teachers and not to replace them in any way. So within the novel Animal Farm, Boxer represents the majority of the Russian people who bought into the revolution and bought into the ideas of communism, never faltering in their faith and belief in Stalin. Boxer is the strongest of the animals. He is the animal that works the hardest, and again he represents all of those hard-working Russians who had very little food, very little benefit from communism, but continued to work hard, continued to believe in what they were being told, and continued to believe in the people who were leading them. So the first quotation that we're going to look at is said by Boxer. And in terms of this, we look at the fact that Boxer believes that the pigs, and specifically Napoleon, can be trusted. So the use of the word comrade suggests equality, but the idea that he is always right suggests power. And so there is a contrast, a conflict in this quotation. Within communism, people called each other comrades, people called each other comrade in order to suggest a sort of group mentality, in order to suggest that they were all in it together. Comrades in arms, people who had fought for the revolution, people who had fought for the freedom of Russia. And therefore, when Boxer refers to him as Comrade Napoleon, he is following that model. However, there is no doubt that when he says Comrade Napoleon is always right, it is this idea that the workers weren't thinking for themselves. And were completely ruled by Stalin. So we have this understanding of the text. Boxer believes that the pigs, and specifically Napoleon, can be trusted. There's that blind faith from Boxer. Use the word comrade suggests equality, suggests that they're all in this together. They've been through the revolution together. However, that word comrade is mistaken, is not factual, because the pigs are in fact in power. And the fact that Boxer believes that he's always right suggests the power that Napoleon has over the rest of the farm. Within the contextual understanding of this, because Napoleon represents Stalin, that idea that communism is about equality. However, the fact that that Napoleon is always right suggests that Stalin was ruling by dictatorship, not in committee, and that the people who were following Stalin weren't thinking for themselves. They were just trusting that Stalin would lead them in the right direction. So then we have this one, and this is at the point when Napoleon is killing the traitors. And so what we understand from this is that even in the height of danger and an adversity, Boxer is still looking to Napoleon to know what he should do. So as the dogs attack the traitors, they start to become frenzied, they start to become over violent, and they go to attack Boxer for no reason. At this point, Boxer defends himself, and rather than crushing the dog's head, he looks to Napoleon to see what he should do. So Boxer looking at Napoleon to know whether he should crush the dog to death or let it go. Boxer still trusts in the authority and leadership despite the violence. So, AO2. The fact that the word crush is used suggests Boxer's strength physically. But the fact that he looked at Napoleon suggests that he has no mind of his own. When we link this to AO3, ultimately, if you have millions of people, they are physically stronger than one man, which was the case in communist Russia. However, they still looked to Stalin as the person who was leading them where they needed to go. So there is that power of the people but they had no rights, no free will, and believed in the cause. And then finally, we have this one, which is the description of Boxer. Boxer never faltered. In nothing that he said or did was there any sign that his strength was not what it had been. Now, if we understand this within the text, Boxer remains committed to the ideal of animalism and works for the farm. Boxer never faltered. This idea that he was true to the idea and the promise. There was no wavering at any point. When we come to context, in nothing that he said or did was there any sign that his strength was not what it had been. However, ultimately what was starting to happen to the Russian people is they had less strength, they had less ability to overthrow a government that was now not just a dictatorship, but a vicious, violent, self-serving dictatorship. And so Boxer's weakening strength reflects the weakening of the people. So what we're now going to look at is answering the question, how does Orwell present Boxer? We will use this quotation. So Orwell uses Boxer to represent both the commitment to animalism and the workers of communist Russia. Boxer never faltered, which shows that he remained true to the idea and never wavered. However, Boxer losing his strength represents the people of Russia becoming ever weaker in the face of the oppressive communist regime. So we've got AO1, our understanding of the question, our response to the question and our understanding of the text. We've got AO2 where we're looking specifically at quotations and what they mean and what that deeper meaning is. And then we are linking it to that contextual idea, that contextual understanding of what Animal Farm represents. So what I'm going to leave you with is a question to answer. And you can use these 3 quotations or you can pick 3 of your own. You are looking at 3 paragraphs. How does Orwell present Boxer? Remember the focus being on how he presents him in the novel, but also what he represents. If you write that answer and give it to your teacher, I'm sure they'll be happy to mark it for you.